Hello everyone and welcome to Stan the Wine Man TV. I am your host, Stan Rattan, and this is a Blue Collar Wine Program, where I always want to remind you that wine is not a mystery, it's just a beverage. Now, saying that, which I agree, because we don't want to get bogged down with the whole knowledge thing about wine, I want you to just enjoy it, expand your palates, learn what you like, but never stick with one thing. That's always what I want to say. Don't ever just stick with one thing. Try an experiment, reach out, try something new. If you don't like it, you don't like it. But as I said in the past, my mom always taught me when we ate food, always try it first before you say you don't like it. And I can say with the deepest honesty that I do not like liver and onions at all. Even though she tried to make me eat it more than once. She just tried to get me to like it, and I do not like liver and onions. No offense to you guys who like it, but don't like them. But I learned many things I did like. So with wine, if you're stuck in the rut of just drinking Pinot Grigio, reach out and try something new. Try an Arnaz, try a Vermentino, try a Albarino, try something new. Maybe you don't like Chardonnay. That's okay. Maybe have you dove into Sauvignon Blanc? There's so many different Uni Blancs. There's like fantastic, Bordeaux Blancs, Entre deux Mers from Bordeaux, little whites that are very inexpensive but very good. Those are things you're looking for. Just don't get stuck in a rut. Speaking of ruts, this is the second episode. I promised I was going to do 3 episodes on blends. Because blends are such a huge category, I think it's appropriate to spend some time on those particular things. As we talked in the past, in the U.S. there's a huge amount of freedom to use whatever varietals they want to use in them. And the one thing I appreciate the most is when the winery puts what they put in that wine on the back. They don't always have to put percentages, although that's kind of cool. But at least put the blend. What did you put in there? I don't even care about ingredients in wine like they're trying to push now. And they want to put what strain of yeast they put in there or whatever. Just put the varietals on there, please. It is so helpful. And I know a lot of the consumers would appreciate that. Make a comment if you feel that it would be a good thing for them to put the varietals they use on the back of the label. The 2 in the last episode had complete percentages and everything, which I really like. I think that's cool. So that's just my opinion. I think a lot of people agree with me. I talked to a lot of people on the floor and they agree with me. They would like to see the blend in there. So we're going to do 2 red blends from California this time. The first one is 2011 Wrangler Red. So Wrangler Red, 2011. This is from Shannon Ridge Winery, which in a past episode I did their Petite Syrah, and I was thoroughly impressed. It beat out the David Bruce. I found it even slightly better than the Petite from Michael David Winery. So I'm impressed with this. I like their Sauvignon Blanc too. They're out of Lake County, California, up in Jed Steel country up there, where Kendall Jackson got its start in Lake County. So let's see if these go up. It's a blend of Zinfandel, Syrah, Cabernet Sauvignon, and Petite Syrah. There you go, Zin, Syrah, Cab, and Petite Syrah. He doesn't put percentages, that's okay, at least we know the general idea of what we're getting. This rolls in at $11. So let's see what we get on the nose. The Zin comes through big time. I'm getting that. Get kind of that raspberry, black licorice thing. Interesting backdrop of plums I get. It's pretty aromatic, but to me, it smells like a Zinfandel, big time. It's got a little bit of that jammy edge to it. Little, like, cinnamon imperials coming through, which is quite interesting. Yeah, definitely like a candied smell on the nose, for sure. Oh, cinnamon imperials all day on this one. I'm liking that. Let's see what we get on the palate. So this has nice weight on the palate, good concentration. It doesn't go like, goopy like some Zinfandel can do, but it also has cab. What did it say? It had Syrah, cab, and Petite Syrah, which definitely would put some structure on this baby. You get a nice black raspberry meets black plum, a little bit of red fruit in there, maybe some red currants kind of in there a little bit. Good weight across the palate, though. I wouldn't say it's hugely complex by any stretch, but it's very interesting. It has enough flavors going on to keep your palate kind of guessing. The cinnamon imperials don't come through, but I get like a red licorice thing on the backside, a little chalkiness, grittiness on the tannins at the end. For 11 bucks. See, now my last episode, the Renegade Wine Company, didn't show so well at a $10 range. This shows much better at $11. I'm liking this wine. Shannon Ridge continues to impress me with their quality. I'm going to look at the color here real quick. Probably should have done. This was a little bit lighter. I get more on the light red category on this one. Yeah, it's almost a lot lighter than you would think, considering what's in it. Yeah, the Zin comes through. You get that zestiness from the Zin, but it's got nice balance. It's got freshness. The acidity is kind of medium, maybe medium minus, but it's there. It'll be a good food wine. I'm liking this wine. I'm going to give it a B minus. B. I'm going to go with B on this one. I like it. Yeah, B minus. We're going B minus on that. Got to keep it real, guys. It's a good wine for 11 bucks. Are you serious? B minus. Once again, my cat Minx is going to be part of the program. I got to let her out. By the way, the last few days we got some snow up here. Nothing like you guys on the East Coast. I feel bad. Just getting hammered over there. We got some snow, though. It never really stuck on the roads, which is good. And now it's melting. I'm looking outside. It's a beautiful day. It's melting. It's dripping. Love it. Now we're going to move on to Cultivate Wines, The Feast, 2010 California red wine. Love the label on this. This is a cool label. I like it when they kind of jazz it up a little bit with the label. Let's see if they put the blend on the back here. Oh, that's right. I think this one came with a spec sheet. This one is 78% Merlot. Now they didn't put it on the back. Shame on you guys. Just put it back there. You don't have to put the percentages if you're worried about somebody stealing your trade secret. Just put the varietals. So anyway, because I have a spec sheet, I'm able to read it here. 78% Merlot, 9% Cabernet Sauvignon, 8% Malbec, and 5% Syrah. So this is definitely a Merlot-based wine. And this rolls in at $18. And it is 14.1% alcohol. Let's see what we get on the nose. As you know, I love Merlot. And so I'm excited to try this wine. A lot of blackberries. Lots of blackberries on this. A little bit of currant action. It's kind of perfumed a little bit on the nose, which I've talked to you about that. Perfume, the flavors are kind of pop a little bit more. They're more accentuated. A little bit of black licorice coming through. Hints of tobacco. Let's check the color. This is definitely going in towards more of the dark red ruby coloring on it. Pretty rich on the color, actually. Like the nose. Let's see what we get on the palate. very polished. The tannins are polished. It's definitely the fruitiest of all the wines so far of the 4 different blends I've tried in the last 2 episodes. But I like it as good concentration, good balance. The fruit flavors are coming through nicely. Definitely blackberry, currants, licorice are all there. It has a nice, there's good, I would call it on the low side of acidity, but definitely has good balance. It's well integrated. The tannins are smooth on this baby. Yeah, that black licorice kind of tobacco-y edge comes through on the back end. Big time, a little bit of a grit on the backside, which I like. You always want your wine to have a little bit of attitude on the finish. At least I do. I'm even getting a touch of spice on the backside. Maybe a little bit of white pepper coming through. You want that in wine. I mean, you don't want it to finish flabby. You know, when we talk about finish, you see this is lingering on my tongue. I can feel those kind of that white pepper and spice thing going on the back end. I'm going to look up these guys' website for you. Yeah, there it is, cultivatewines.com. I'll put a link to both of these on this video so you can see it. I'm not sure where you can get this, but if you look it up on your computer, Google it, you no doubt will find an area where you can get this wine. $18, I think I mentioned that. $18. I'm going to give this one an A-. I think it's a great bottle of wine. It's got a lot going on. Thanks for watching. Got one more episode of blends. We're going to do blends from South America. So that ought to be interesting. Thanks for watching again. I really appreciate it. Thanks for all the input I'm getting. Now, I'm not getting it on the comment section, but all my friends come in the store. They know where to find me. King's Market, Wine Department. We're going to tell Stan. And I've got some great advice from many of my friends, and I really appreciate it. But if you have something you want to tell me, put it in the comments. I like comments, as I've said. Cheers, and here's to keep being the snob out of wine.